I don't know why it's saying I don't have a good connection.
Do y'all know Ashley? Ashley? She's a lawyer, a civil rights attorney, like, locally.
Name sounds familiar, I can't put a
She was
face
on the government wife.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
Sorry I didn't get back to you.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to stay for TA.
Yeah. I saw your message. It's fine.
Screaming chorus?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Time for us together to show our numbers, show our strength, and our opposition. The state legislature is considering legalizing fracking. And not on a long time frame either. They're talking about legalizing fracking by 2014, regardless of the regulations. And that stinks. Fracking and natural gas is not cheap. It's going to come at the expense of our health, our communities, our land, our water, and our air. Natural gas is not a bridge fuel. It's a desperate attempt to suck the last drops of fossil fuel out of the ground. And we're not going to let it happen at our expense. So again, I'm so thrilled that you all are here. We're going to march kind of around this loop here in Nash Square, and then we're going to go south of Dawson, kind of wrap around, and wind our way up to the General Assembly building, where we'll gather, we'll make more noise, we'll show our signs, we'll be loud and enthusiastic, and then people will speak. And hopefully, everyone who's here, you'll be moved to share your stories and your thoughts and your concerns, and we can really express how disgusting it is that the legislature would even consider this. Shocking! Yeah. And the last thing that I'll add is that we have a permit for the sidewalk to walk there, so do your best to stay on the sidewalk. We're going to have one of these awesome Don't Frack North Carolina green people, trees, lead us on our way. Ready?
Let's go!
Yeah!
All right. Going around that square first, I think. Sure.
Hi, baby.
Hi, audience! Don't cross the street.
Good to see you.
You too. Right. Which one are you on, 1 or 2? Okay. In case I go down, what is it? NCSU?
Occupy NCSU.
Occupy NCSU in case I go down.
We'll be on Occupy NCSU too, I think.
Okay.
So, isn't that the first one? Ryan will be on the list.
And I'm on Occupy CH.
Occupy CH.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Streamers gotta stick together.
Yeah. This thing doesn't even go on the sidewalk. That's in the trees. So we're gonna have to take to the streets, you guys.
I know. Raleigh hates that.
You know what we could do?
These birds are gonna take off and fly. It's so windy. Let's step to me. My name's Becca. You're watching Occupy CH on Ustream. If you could please Twitter or Facebook that we're having our anti-fracking march in Raleigh right now, it would be greatly appreciated. Got a lot of people. It's a great crowd. Take up a block. That's great.
Here comes some more trees. Oh boy.
These guys are having a really hard time with these trees. Nice long march. News 14 here. Are we going straight? Here we go. company. It's a good one. It's a beautiful day. My half of the street.
Alright? I'm sure that it's free zone.
Don't we have any chants or anything?
I can't read and hold the signs at the same time.
You don't have to read. You just have to speak.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
up a whole block. They're going to have a hard time. She's alive! She's alive! Puppet going. Really having trouble with that puppet. It's gonna blow him right over. It's really windy. and then we're going to have some speakers. And I think they're actually going to do a mock funeral. I can't hear what they're chanting up there. Good idea.
Taking a right.
I thought we were stopping here.
Yeah, we're going to Halifax tomorrow.
Oh. I thought we were marching here. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Let's go. I thought we were stopping here, but apparently we're not. Oh. frack cackalack. Over there.
down this way to the left of the legislative building and the entrance. We can't block the entrance, but we can occupy the grass and sidewalks so people can stand, sit, and speak. So, this way? Hey guys, we're about to start.
cash, do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you really? I just realized I don't have any cash and I want to get something to drink. Do you want me to get you something? Maybe change, thank you. I'm going to get something to drink. Thirsty. That's a long line. I'm going to go to the short line. Sorry you're missing it over there. I just need something to drink. Can I get one of the Sunkist, the large ones?
Large?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
$8.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next.
Earthquakes and Britain from their hydraulic fracturing. We want to look to people like the students in Ohio that blocked the entrance of drill trucks that were delivering wastewater from Pennsylvania to inject into the ground in Ohio that were causing earthquakes in Ohio too. What we need is promises, we need action, we need solidarity. And so I want to do an exercise with all of you to try to build solidarity, unity, and empowerment. Now you might be familiar with Occupy. They've done a lot of good things to empower people. One of the things that they taught people is the use of the mind check. If you don't know what the mind check is, what it is I scream mind check and then you respond. You repeat what I say. So let's try that. Mind check!
Mind check!
Mind check!
Mind check!
I pledge
to
do everything in my power
to do everything in my power
to stop hydraulic fracturing.
to stop hydraulic fracturing.
I promise to defend my land base,
To defend
the air, the earth, and water from being polluted by industry. water. Go ahead, Vince.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had, if there's another call in the forest, I had crowds with her in the foreground.
Yeah, and I was shooting her face.
Yeah, so that was nice.
But I wanted to get more.
So you wanted 2 angles on her? Or 2 angles on the speaker?
Working on it.
With the group, and one of them, the group in the background.
So one from the dynamo.
Oh, brothers and sisters, we have gathered here today to mourn for the water of North Carolina, to mourn for the soil and for the wildlife. But this is not a funeral. We have gathered to weep and to wail. We have come to gnash our teeth, to rend our clothing, to cry out in our mourning. But this is not a funeral, because North Carolina's water has not died. The murderers are still in their conspirations, and we will never leave this land for dead. No justice, no rest in peace. Oh, brothers and sisters, here lies the good water of North Carolina. Here lies the water, because there lies Senator Bob Rucho.
Yes.
And there lies Representative Mitch Gillespie. And there lies Bill Weatherspoon of the North Carolina Petroleum Council. Those dirty frackers, those death merchants, neoliberal extractors, this is not a funeral, because the lies of the fracksters will never become our future. We will not let the lying dogs sleep. Oh, brothers and sisters, these filthy frackers, murderers, sorcerers, they want our water dead so they can reanimate its corpse. This is not a funeral, because once we leave our water for dead, the fracksters, necromancers will try to raise it again against us. A hideous zombie that was once our good water. Let us name the foul spirits they want to put in our water. Acrylamide, naphthalene, cadmium, benzene, xylene. And we know the fury of the ghastly undead water with those evil spirits in it. It comes with a legion long trapped in the earth. Oh, brothers and sisters, let us name them too as we reject the death of North Carolina. Arsenic, lead, chromium, barium, corrosive salt, strontium, and radium. Oh, brothers and sisters, this is not a funeral, because we will not leave this water for dead. This is not a funeral, but it is a memorial service, because we will not cease to remember. We will not stop remembering the lessons we learned from this good water. Yes, the lesson of persistence in the power of erosion, the glacial change, the tireless push. Yes, we remember this. But in this memorial service, we remember the tidal wave as well. We remember the geyser. In the water, we remember our power. And we have gathered to see that our representatives remember too. Tell them, there is no money down there. This is not a funeral. Oh, brothers and sisters, don't your bodies know they are still mostly water? Can't you feel the need for clean water with every beat of your heart? And aren't your hearts broken, split open, smashed to rubble when you think of those foul chemicals being sprayed into your soil? Doesn't your indignation flare like a kitchen sink belching natural gas? Oh, brothers and sisters, this is not a funeral, because we will not rest in peace. The water of North Carolina will not die, because we will not leave it for dead. Today is more like a baptism. Today is a rebirth with this water, a rededication to new life. This is where we reject the death of North Carolina.
going to begin our round of speakers. The first one is Harry. Harry, are you here?
I've got 16 and 26.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Harry, and I'm associated with the great energy watchdog group NC Warren, with Occupy Chapel Hill, and with the Triangle chapter of Jobs with Justice. And I want to speak for just a minute about the reckless and irresponsible and exaggerated rhetoric that the natural gas and fossil fuel industries are using to create a jobs myth. The number of jobs that will be created, claiming some of these companies, is completely off. For example, in Pennsylvania, a study commissioned by the Marcellus Shale Foundation estimates that 220,000 jobs will be created through the fracking industry. However, the Food and Water Watch estimates that it'll be closer to 4,100 jobs. That's a difference of 216,000 jobs. In our state, in North Carolina, the conservative NC Department of Commerce estimates that between now and 2018, a grand total of 858 jobs will be created by the fracking industry. Not exactly the economic gold rush that industry supporters have been claiming for a long time now. It's myth. It is false, misleading, deceptive rhetoric. It's full of lies. In Ohio, they're estimating that 200,000 jobs will be created by the fracking industry. But an Ohio State professor in a recent study says that it's closer to 20,000 jobs. In New York State, the industry estimates that 62,000 jobs will be created. But it's closer, according to Food and Water Watch, to 6,100 jobs. Lies, lies, lies at every turn. All these studies, these presumed scholarly studies, sponsored by the fracking industry, by API, the American Petroleum Institute, all this misleading information. It's not true. The people who come to work for the fracking industry in North Carolina, should legislation be passed, will be largely people from Oklahoma and Texas who have training, who have the expertise in the fracking industry. These jobs are not going to go to Tar Heels. It's all misrepresentation. It's a big facade of lies. The industry is, of course, entitled to its own opinions, but we must not allow them to make up these facts. It's inaccurate. Amen.
Have you represent our... Jeremy, would you come on up? Hey everybody, my name is Jeremy. I'm with Occupy Raleigh. And for too long, all right, so we've seen in the last several years how this water supply, and we can't let that happen, folks. So I didn't come here with anything prepared, but I just wanted to say there hasn't been one state in this country that has took it on fracking where it has gone well. I mean, you don't hear any area where there isn't problems with the drinking water, earthquakes, and other environmental issues. So we're here today to let North Carolina, we say no to fracking in North Carolina. So thank you.
All right, next up I have Emily down to come give us some words of wisdom. Emily, come on up, please.
I want you to realize that fracking isn't only affecting us. Think of all the things that drink water, groundwater. Now imagine all of that water full of fracking fluid. Deer, rabbits, squirrels, songbirds, herons, fish, gone from North Carolina. I read a wonderful series of books called Little Fur. Little Fur is a half-elf, half-troll girl healer. She lives in a wilderness with all her animal friends, and the animals believe believe humans are stuck up and full of themselves beasts that destroy everything. And we kind of are. But little Fur believes that we can change and become one with the earth again. One of the ways to do this is by not putting fracking fluids in the groundwater. We don't need more natural gas. We can use wind power and solar panels. Unless someone cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. No, it is not. Dr. Seuss.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we need it here and we need it now. We're going through the whole process, the whole route. We're doing the petitions, the marches. We're doing all of the public hearings. We're doing all of the demonstrations. We're trying it all because we want it all to work. We want something to work. And I'm here to ask you to lend your fellow activists, your fellow clean water lovers, even those that don't know that they are, support in the coming months as our state makes a very important decision and starts moving forward in either a positive or a very, very negative and dangerous direction. I'm also here, Emily kind of beat me to the chase, but I'm here to represent the entire community of life in North Carolina that is so often left out from these proceedings. The songbirds and the earthworms, ladybugs, the spruce, the oak, the poplar, the pine, the ocean water, salt, clean water, any and all of it. It's so very important for us, and as we begin to lose the diversity of life in our community of life here in North Carolina, so too do we lose our future, because our very begins to become less and less stable, and ultimately we lose enough of our brethren and we lose ourselves. Let's not poison each other. Let's not poison our neighbors, our fellow community members. There is no amount of regulation. There is no job. There is no reason that we could do this and no safeguard to make it work. It has never worked anywhere else. North Carolina will not be the first state to do it right because there isn't a right way to pump poison into the ground. There is no proper way to poison our bodies, our children's bodies, and the future generations. In the coming months, band together, stand up, make a line, and do not let them cross that line. How many deaths will it take? How many cases of poisoning? How many evacuations? How many earthquakes until your line has been crossed? Find your line. Do not negotiate your line. Stand fast and stand firm and support those who have drawn their line in the ground and said, no matter what, you will not frack North Carolina. Is Therese Vick available? Miss Therese Vick. Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League. Come on up. Thank you.
I wanted to say, okay, is that loud enough? Yeah. I don't use these very often. How about this? Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm Therese Vick, and I'm with Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League, and I'm here today on behalf of our organization to show solidarity with the anti-fracking movement, and it is a movement in North Carolina. But all the folks before me have spoken so eloquently about the environmental and problems and concerns, and I want to talk a little bit about the communities. The communities that live in the shale gas areas stand to be affected in almost every possible way you can imagine. Their quality of life, their quality of air, their health, their water, their rights to use their own land, their children. Like, for instance, in the Diener report, they report that in Lee County alone, in 1 year, there will be 649,000 truck trips up and down roads like the little road in Cumnock that is twisty and turny and a beautiful little place where folks don't own their mineral rights. So they'll have no right to keep people from fracking on their land. So that's something that people need to understand also. Some may turn their heads about the environment, some may not understand or want to understand because they hear it all the time. But where you live is your environment. how your quality of life is your environment. And it affects your psychology, it affects depression, it affects your mood, and people's rights will be taken away if fracking is allowed in North Carolina. These men and women that are going to reconvene here on Monday are making decisions for the communities of North Carolina and taking their rights away, and they have no right to do that. They need to know it. They need to know it. That's about all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Up next, we've got someone from the Comnot Preservation Society, I believe. Speaker for Comnot?
Come on, Dan.
All right, thank you.
Hi. I got involved with this movement because I live on Cumnock Road. I don't own my mineral rights, as so many of my neighbors do. I live on land that's been in my family about 100 years.
They need a place too.
They need clean water just as much as we do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next up, we have got Amy, a Chatham County business owner, here to speak to us.
Hi, my name is Sam for their educational outreach, which they have done across the state. You know, in Chatham County, we see that the area that is intended to be fracked is right next to Jordan Lake, the municipal water supply for this great city of Raleigh and Wake County. And I want us to remember we've already made a big investment in a risky form of energy in Sharon Harris Nuclear Power Plant. That sleeping giant is sitting on the Jonesboro Fault right there within inside of my property. So we've got municipal water, well water residents, nuclear power plant. We know that fracking causes man-made seismic events, and no one has been able to answer the question, what is a safe exclusion zone around a nuclear power plant that would not have a seismic effect on the power plant? This whole technology is a terrible idea. As other people have said, look in other states. Talk to people of Pennsylvania, Texas, Colorado, South Dakota, Wyoming. They are not happy. The residents are not happy with the outcomes. And the General Assembly seems to somehow think they've got some momentum on their side to go forward with fracking. It's up to each and every one of us to tell our neighbors, tell our friends, get them to call their state senator and representatives. They're going to have to hear from us in massive numbers because there's a lot of pressure and a lot of money on the other side. So it's great to be here today. Let's go out and multiply that effort by 1,000, 10,000% for each of us, and keep speaking up and do it right now. This short session is going to go very quickly. We need to be calling, emailing every day of the short session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy. Next up, we've got Natalie, also from Chatham County, I believe.
Hi, my name is Natalie, and certainly everyone has said everything I really would want to say. It's just also so great to be here and to know that there's going to be support for this from all of us. Lee, thank you. That's the most important message, is to get people contacting the legislators. I think that's the key because it's a short session, and boy, I love seeing this, speaking to the choir. But please listen, there's no amount of data necessary for them, and we can already realize that data is not needed to prove that benzene is harmful to the human body. If it's in the water, it's going to hurt us, and we know that, and fracking is just ridiculous. We are smarter than that. We are so much smarter than that.
Thank you so much. And next up, we've got Michael Tiemann. Am I pronouncing that right? Michael, thank you.
Hello. Thank you very much. So earlier this year, I was invited by Governor Perdue and Secretary Crisco to fly across the country and help recruit businesses to land their businesses in North Carolina. And I was happy to take that call, and I was happy to make that trip because I've seen so many great things for business in North Carolina. I stood up and talked about what made North Carolina a great environment for Red Hat. Now, some things have happened since that trip which have made me and made my statements a little less true to the people that we're trying to recruit. This passage of Amendment 1 was something that went against the kind of progressive values that we tried to promote. But when we talked about the key things that North Carolina has, beautiful land, great soil, and wonderful university system, we're seeing all that being dismantled, and then along comes fracking. And fracking is something far worse than almost anything else I can imagine. On the day that Amendment 1 was being defeated, Tom Tillis said, we'll fix that in 20 years. You know, justice will come. It's just going to take another generation to do it. But let me tell you this about property rights. You change the nature of property rights and allow fracking, it's like starting a war. It's like starting a war, and there is no easy way to end that war without another war coming in its place. When those well pads go down, we will make an irrevocable decision that will affect not just us today, but it will take generations and likely war to change it. So I advise that we not push the button, that we not push that nuclear option on fracking, and that instead we recognize that there are so many other ways that we can grow North Carolina. We can say we made a mistake in disinvesting in the universities and invest back into education. We can recognize that sustainable agriculture is growing, and we have the opportunity to make those lands fertile and bountiful and profitable instead of ruined. And we can continue to recruit and grow high technology companies that are going to make North Carolina the technology leader in the country. We have all those resources. Let's not frack them away. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a note, I know it's pretty hot out on the sidewalk. There's plenty of room if folks want to come over under the shade of these nice trees. Come have a seat. And if you're interested in speaking, we've got a running queue that's not too bad, so come up and speak with me or someone else and we'll get you on the list. Up next I've got well, this is a bit of an unusual one, a speaker called Death. It appears to be pro-fracking. I don't know. We're going to see what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen.
It's live right now.
Now, a lot of people have been against fracking.
Oh, Rebecca Bogart,
But
but it's
I
private, so
am
you're not my friend.
pro-fracking.
But Mel also...
It creates jobs for me, other Grim Reapers,
so if you want to check that,
morticians,
or you can just go to the Ustream account.
medical professionals. It creates a lot of jobs, and I think you should consider how hard people like me have to work just to kill people. Now, with fracking in the water, it makes my job an awful lot easier, and I'd really appreciate it if North Carolina would fall in line and frack. Thank you. Get out of here. All right. Up next, we have Mr. Jim Center, part of the Potluck Community Farm and the Triangle Jobs for Justice.
Good afternoon, North Carolina. It's a beautiful one, isn't it? And I would just like to say something about the jobs that will be destroyed if we frack North Carolina. Now, I'm a member of Potluck Farm. We are in southeastern Person County in the northern part of the Durham Food Shed. And one of the most exciting things I have seen in recent years are the young people who are coming back into the area, taking back their family farms and accepting the hard life of the farmer, because that's what they want to do. And so we are producing locally grown, organic food for Durham, for Chapel Hill, and for all of the areas. And all of that is put at risk by fracking. If we poison the water, all of that will be gone. The local foods industry and the the retail distributors and all of the restaurants that make a menu out of cooking local food, all of that will be gone if we do this. So again, that is something that few people in the discussion of fracking consider there is this wonderful, growing, vibrant, vital movement in this area that is at risk with this. And I grew up in New Orleans, and I would like to say something about the petroleum industry. What some people might not be aware of it is the same people that brought us the Deepwater Horizon disaster are butt deep in the gas fields as well. Halliburton taps off the gas wells just like they did in the oil fields. And the well that blew out recently in Pennsylvania, that was a Halliburton well. So these people have a track record, a long track record of failed wells, blowouts, burnouts, environmental and social disasters. And this is what people want to bring into this state. You know, the criminals that want to take the money and run and leave us to clean up their messes. And that's why I say, and the people that I live with and work with say, not just no, but frack no.
Thank you. Okay, up next, Mr. Michael David? I'm sorry, with On Track.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike David. In October I was out here with all the occupiers. We've gone through this evolution. We closed our encampment. We realized we didn't need that, but we have all these other organizations that are getting involved with, there's one organization in particular called On Track NC. We're going to be here 2 weeks from today. That's Saturday, June 2nd. And what we're doing, we've realized we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We want to network and connect people together. We have many organizations, the Green Party, Progress North Carolina, Interplay, Democracy North Carolina, the AFL-CIO, North Carolina Justice Center, and we want to have this, pull it together. Let's organize meeting, conference twice a year. We're going to do it again in October before the election. You're going to hear more about this. And what we want to do is to help everybody work together, because we have great organizations like this right here that care about things. But, you know, the reason fracking can continue are the same reasons Occupy got together. It's because of the corporate influence. So much money being poured into politicians, so that, you know, politicians pouring in to the government, which influences the law. It doesn't represent most of us. It represents big business. That's why a lot of these things happen. We're not quitting. We're getting more organized. We're getting smarter. We're learning from our mistakes. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to stand here right now and let you know, Occupy Raleigh, Occupy is not dead. We're more organized now, and we need you. We hope that you'll come. And on June 2nd, right here, I'm going to pass some of these out. We want to support you, and we hope you will support us, because we really see the big picture and we need you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to keep moving on with our speakers in just a moment, but I thought, why not take this opportunity to make a little bit of noise again, remind our people in the building over there why we're here, what we're doing here. So we'll just do a very simple call and response. It'll be Don't Frack NC. 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 Woo! Next up, I've got Martha on the list. Martha, come on up with her beautiful pictures. They're so ugly and so beautiful at the same time.
I wanted to make sure that you knew that a frac pad can look like this. And in some states, have this land fracked at every 10 acres. And that also is a push in Colorado. That's high density. That high density means that you have clouds of ozone, you have very much benzene, carbon disulfide, many bad chemicals in the air, and you're going to breathe them. And you're going to kill all the wildlife on the ground. When I traveled into Oklahoma recently, the first thing they said was that fracking and was killing pronghorn antelope, was killing the prairie chickens. All right, that's just a few, but those are the big kind of shrilly, fancy animals that people really notice, and they're just on a big dive to extinction. The other thing I wanted to say was I saw one of these at night, and it's just so bright, it's unreal with all the flares. And if you know anybody that's a realtor or involved in the housing industry or real estate industry, come talk to them, because they are going to lose all kinds of money. And because land use is going to really change as people try to get away from these frac sites. Everybody's value is going to go down. Houses aren't going to sell. You're not going to get a mortgage from the credit union or anybody on land that has lots of mineral rights or is nearby fracking. One other thing is just realize is that
she was talking about China. I just want to make a point here. Do you know that France banned fracking? But yet, they're buying mineral rights, our mineral rights, shale, gas, mineral rights here in the United States, as is China. So, we have a glut on natural gas in this country right now. We've got more than we can use. We're not the ones using it, guys. They are taking your water, they are taking your land, and they're selling it overseas.
All right, we've got just a handful more to come on up and speak. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll hold the mic close-ish to your mouth, make sure we get good volume on it. Lynn, could you come on up next?
Sorry, I just had to say that, man, because that just really pisses me off. It pisses me off because these foreigners are buying our stuff, and our legislators want us to do this.
Hi, my name is Lynn, and my husband David.
Can't hear you. Can't hear
And
you.
we're from Chatham County, originally from New Jersey.
Do it again. We can't hear you.
I'm moving with it.
No, put it up your mouth. Yes.
This is my horse farm in New Jersey. This is a natural gas pipeline that went through my horse farm in New Jersey. Only 7 acres, that's all we had. They went right through it. They said they would be in and out, and we'd never know they were there. This is 7 months later. They destroyed my pastures. This pipeline was a good there's an extension ladder there, so I imagine it was at least 18 feet deep. They came back after about 2 years and wanted to lay a bigger one next to this old one. And we fought it. We got a grassroots organization together. We marched to Washington, and they never laid that second pipeline down in the United States. So, I'm from the hippie era. A lot of us are, but I'm so grateful to see some young faces out here. I really am. Because you're the backbone of our country now. We did what we could, and we still got to do more. I asked my brother to come out of retirement, and hippie retirement, and start marching for this. We marched against these things. We won against these things. Don't give up. They lie, they cheat, they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, and none of it is the truth. Even all that commercials on television, none of it. So please, don't give up. Fight this fight to the end, and win it for North Carolina. Be like Vermont. Ban the damn thing.
Next, we have a dynamic duo, Brian and Jennifer. Would you guys come on up? I think you got something you wanted to say.
Brian, you got to face me here, honey.
Well, I just hope that I just hope this water just stays clean. I just hope fracking doesn't come to this part of the planet. Well, I just hope our water stays clean forever, and we never get sick or die. Now we have to stop fracking from coming this way. If we don't stop them, they'll just take our water and we'll just get sick or die.
Right.
Tell them.
You tell them, Brian.
We have to stop fracking.
up your mouth. Hold up your mouth, buddy. Jennifer, they can't hear you.
I just wanted...
You don't want to talk, honey. It's okay.
Thank you. Thanks for getting up. Standing up against fracking. If we could get Mr. Charles Knowlton come on up next, please.
My name is Charles Knowlton. I'm from Rocky Mount. I get to these things every now and then. I wanted to give you a little bit of my background. I've been a mineral collector ever since I was a little kid. I went on to study geology. I'm an alumni of the New Mexico Institute of Mining Technology. I've worked for the Geological Exploration Department of a major oil company, which has gas stations in virtually every city and town. And so I know a little bit about geology. What I'm worried about is many of you have had the experience of having a stone hit your windshield and causing a tiny crack. You know if you don't get it taken care of, that crack will spread and spread and spread. In the meanwhile, when you crack rocks, you release a radioactive poisonous gas called radon. That will get into your water supply. That will get into your babies. That will get into your skin. Now, everybody has a pretty good idea what radioactivity does to the body. So this is what I wanted to bring up. Make sure you're clear about the dangers of radon gas and the dangers of the fracking spreading and spreading for who knows how long or who knows how far. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, just a couple more. Ms. Hope Taylor, please come on up. Farmers Against Fracking.
Hi, everybody. Farmers Against Fracking! I'm sorry I'm late joining you today because of goat kiddings and fences down this morning, but I am so honored to be among you. I really want to thank the organizers of today's rally for doing so much to get folks out, to really be careful in the preparations. It's such an urgent time as our legislature is coming in. This is something that is not just a threat to our environment and public health. This is a threat to governance in North Carolina. The legislators that are trying to push this through are ones that have seen how successful oil and gas money has been at controlling legislators and giving them campaign finance money to pursue an anti-regulatory regressive agenda in other states. So it's really important, not just for the sake of the communities that would be directly impacted, but for our whole state, to prevent this industry from gaining a foothold in North Carolina. I'm also a scientist and public health activist with Clean Water for North Carolina. So I know that words of appreciation have been expressed before for our education and outreach and research on this issue. But I thank you all because there is nothing that compares with grassroots involvement in this issue. Is there anyone here from Stokes County today? All right, less than a month ago, we went up and had a meeting with folks in Rockingham County. That was a pretty large meeting with the Dan River Basin Association. These are those western counties, especially Stokes and Rockingham, that had heard very little about this and had not been really given an opportunity to get deeply involved. When I went to Walnut Cove on the 10th of May, just last week, there were 100 people packed into a little library meeting room. Those folks have already been on the horn and on email, and we have seen messages, return messages from 3 Republican legislators, 2 senators, and a representative saying we cannot move quickly on this. No amount of potential for development of this resource in North Carolina is worth sacrificing communities and drinking water. That sounds like us.
That's what grassroots involvement can do. We hope that you all will, this coming Wednesday, we'll be having a call-in, write-in day to your legislators, even if you've already contacted them. Please do so again. There is information on our website, cwfnc.org, about the very aggressive Rucho bill.
cwfnc.org.
Contact your legislators this week, and then on June 5th, when we think the House will be actively considering this, we will have an in-person lobby day. Come join us. No experience needed. More than a dozen organizations are involved in organizing this lobby day, and we will meet for a briefing, so you need no experience as a grassroots lobbyist. At 10 o'clock at the Marbles Museum, so look for that information too. Thank you all so much for being here.
And what was the website where we could find more information about the lobby day? cwfnc.org. Okay, thank you so much. Clean water for North Carolina. All right, we have got one more person to come up. Elisa, I believe, or Eliza.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Alyssa, and I speak for the Neuse and Falls Lake and every other surface water from Raleigh down to Goldsboro. And if you live in Raleigh and because you're not going to have a well in your backyard, you don't think this matters, you are wrong. The fluids that are going to come back out of these wells cannot be treated properly. They are chock full of toxics that will impact every single person that drinks from Falls Lake when we cannot properly treat our drinking water to get carcinogens out of it. Your children are going to drink it. You're going to drink it. It's going to come out of your shower. You have to care whether this happens, if it's in your backyard or not. It is going to be in your drinking water. It is going to be in the creeks your 5-year-old son or daughter play in. Fracking cannot come here safely. On top of it, ladies and gentlemen, we live on a rock Rice Krispie. We live in an area where surface water and groundwater interact every single day. There is not a person in North Carolina that will not be impacted by fracking somehow. And if you think you are safe because you are in the Capitol, where the ladies and gentlemen may be making the decisions that determine your future, think again. If you live in Raleigh, you have access to the folks that are making the decisions about your future. Show up. Tell them what you think, and tell them no fracking in North Carolina.
Thank you for that important reminder. We all are connected in this thing. I apologize, there's one other person. We've got somebody from Pennsylvania who probably knows a thing or two about fracking. If you'd welcome Kathy, please.
I hadn't planned on speaking, so this may be sounding pretty scattered, but it's worse than you think. It's worse than you think. This gal back here mentioned that the profits are going overseas. I mean, the gas is going overseas. So one of the lies that we're being told is, oh yeah, American independence and the fuels and... No, we're shipping it over there for the company's profits. That's one thing to keep in mind. Jobs. There will be more jobs. However, the amount of damage to your roads and your bridges is going to be way offset. These trucks, I can't even... They're way bigger than you have any idea. I've never seen tanker trucks this big. And they're just carrying in the water that's going to be sucked out of your lakes, rivers, and streams. Clean, fresh water that the planet doesn't have enough of. They're going to use that to shove in the ground with their chemicals. And then their chemicals, which this last girl just mentioned, are so horrible, so toxic. Yes, we had the Susquehanna River severely polluted. They tried to run it through the municipal systems. And it, I can't remember the name of the chemical, but when you run it through the municipal system, those form an even more horrible chemical. So, you know, then we play catch-up. Also, They're going to tell you that the wells are safe. They put all the casing in, blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize that North Carolina was as porous as this last gal said. They're going to put all this stuff in, and so they're going to just negate your arguments that it's going to pollute the water. It's not going anywhere. There's the steel and the cement and all that kind of stuff. If you want to say, okay, but what about the waste? Same with the nuclear waste. What do you do with that? The toxic waste in Pennsylvania, since Ohio isn't welcoming us with open arms anymore, they're trying to put it into my small rural area, into gas wells that have been abandoned. It was when shallow fracking started, it didn't go very far out or very far down. So they want to truck this into this backward country area where people aren't noticing and inject the frac fluids, and I'm sure you all are familiar with the benzene, everything horrible, which is going to spread into the headwaters of the Allegheny, what's the one in New York? I don't know, whatever that one is in New York, and the Susquehanna, and of course all of these goes into the Chesapeake, it goes into the ocean. And it's right on a national natural landmark. The EPA, who I thought worked for us, the EPA approved this. We have 3 very smart guys working with Trout Unlimited and Broken Straw Watershed Council who have filed not a petition, they filed whatever it is, the paperwork for the EPA. It's actually stopped for now. Jumping topic again, somebody mentioned about do the grasswork stuff, talk to your legislators. Our representative to the state of Pennsylvania got to the point where he wasn't even acknowledging my emails for a while. And then, lo and behold, he turned out to be co-sponsoring with a couple of Democrats, co-sponsoring a bill to have a moratorium on new fracs in the state parks, which is, so it can be done. You can slow this down. Property, you're going to get screwed. Don't let anybody sign anything. You know, if they come and say, here, we're going to give you $10,000, that's like 5 minutes of profit. And nobody should sign anything. Get a lawyer. It's just worse than you think. I wish you all luck.
Thank you. So let's all take a minute to make some noise for the community of life here in North Carolina that we want to keep intact. Let's make some noise. All right. So, folks, in the near future, the time is going to be at hand to take action, to do something. There's so many opportunities to contact your legislators, to do the in-person lobby day coming up, to protest, to march, to prevent this from happening by whatever means that you think is fit. Again, I would encourage you to think about this, to think about the significance of clean water, to think about the significance of clean bodies and of breast milk contaminated with benzenes and of bodies contaminated with leukemia and of water, of a state that is currently under drought conditions that are only expected to get worse, hosting industrial activity that requires millions of gallons of local clean water per frac, turning it into unusable, poisonous, horrific sludge and toxic water that we can't handle. Folks, take action with all of the opportunities coming up. Put your line in the sand and don't let them cross it. If you would like more information, there's lots of people with lots of literature around. Come up and see someone. We've got information on fracking specifically, on up-and-coming opportunities. There's plenty of websites. There's the On Track leaflet going around. There's don'tfracnc.com, I believe, that you can check out.
.info, that you can check out. That's don'tfracknc.info. And there are also listservs and other ways that you can keep in touch. So when we have another action, another march, another teach-in, you can come, learn, and be involved. There are some yard signs going around that say "Don't Frack" on them in big black and red letters. Please feel free to take one of those homes. We are asking a $5 donation on those to cover our costs, but we're hoping to have a campaign of yard signs in every yard in North Carolina to make it clear no matter where you go, you are going to be affected by fracking and you will not stand for it because it's your backyard, ladies and gentlemen. It's all of our backyard. We must stop this fast-track fracking nonsense that's going on, and we have to do it soon. Thank you all so much for being here. Don't frack NC. Thank you.
Can I just get a shot of your poster? It's actually your backyard. It's mine. In New Jersey.
If you are not planning on keeping your "Don't Frack" yard sign, could you please enjoy it, look at it, wave it, and then bring it up to the table here with the water coffin so we can collect them and distribute them back out to people who are planning on taking them home. Thank you.
Perfect for you.
Fun. Be like Vermont. Rainy. Now, I'm fine.
A Raleigh.
Okay. My name's Becca. Thank you for watching. You can find us on Twitter, OccupyCHC. The Ustream is OccupyCH. Hopefully you know that because you found it. And you can look at Occupy Chapel Hill's website at occupychapelhill.org. We're also on Facebook. So thank you for joining us.